guess it's good enough. Okay, we're going to get started. Compliance with the Open Public Meetings Law, in which to state that on December the 5th, 2014, the notice of this meeting in the Upper Township Committee was posted on the official Township Bulletin Board, mailed to the Cape County Gazette, the Atlantic City Press, the Ocean City Sentinel, Ledger, the Herald Times, and filed with the Township Clerk. Tonight's meeting is being video recorded up until the closed session portion of tonight's meeting and will be available on UTTV Channel 97 and on the Upper Township website. I hereby direct that this announcement made a part of the minutes of this meeting. I would ask all to rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Barbara, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Carr?
Here.
Mr. Coggins?
Here.
Mr. Sarah?
Here.
Mr. Young?
Here.
Mayor Colombo?
Here.
All members are present.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion of the November 24th regular and closed session minutes from the meeting?
Motion to approve? Second.
Is there any corrections, omissions, deletions that anyone's aware of? Hearing none, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Colombo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
I think what we'll do is, before we do the report from the governing body members, we do have a presentation tonight. There's a number of representatives from our Upper Township Rescue Squad, and we are commemorating their 50th anniversary by resolution, and certainly acknowledging all the good work that they do. I'd like to read this. Bear with me, I don't have my reading glasses, but let's see what I can do here. Whereas on October 29, 1964, the first charter of the Upper Township Rescue Squad was drawn up and signed with a total of 10 members listed on the roll call. And through the hard work and faithful perseverance of those original members and all that have followed the Upper Township Rescue Squad now operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, serving all of Upper Township as well as Corbin City and parts of Estelle Manor. The men and women of the Rescue Squad faithfully and diligently execute their duties with great skill and dedication, responding to approximately 1,500 calls per year. In addition to providing first-rate emergency medical services, the dedicated members of the squad also volunteer their time and resources to participate in numerous public outreach and fundraising programs promoting safety, awareness, and education, and foreseeing a spirit of community throughout the Upper Township. It is an honor to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Upper Township Rescue Squad and thank them for their dedicated service and their members for their service. And therefore be it resolved by the Township Committee of Upper Township, we hereby commend the Upper Township Rescue Squad upon this important occasion and for many years of service to the community. And words cannot express the gratitude that this committee, as well as all of the Township residents, have towards our rescue squad. And if you've had, and I will say, it's kind of weird, I don't want to say unfortunate, but fortunate opportunity to utilize the services of the rescue squad, you soon realize how dedicated those members are. From a personal standpoint, and I don't think I'm breaking HIPAA, my wife needed their service probably about 8 years ago now, when she had an unfortunate fall and broke her back. And if it wasn't for the members of the rescue squad, to this day, we both believe that she may have been paralyzed if it were not the service that they provided to her. And I'm sure there are many, many other instances and stories that our residents can certainly bring forth for the great job and dedication that they do. And that also includes going to the emergency aspect of it with respect to accidents, falls, and any other incident that happens with a 911 dispatch in the township. So without further ado, I'd like to ask Chief Potter and those that are representing the rescue squad this evening to come forth, because we certainly would like to acknowledge you and congratulate you on your service. Say we should all go out.
They're coming up here.
Let's see if we can figure out a way of getting a picture. I'll let, I'm not sure that, we need to condense somehow, so not that I'm a photographer here, but let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can move everybody this way a little bit.
I'm kind of short, so I'll go down this end, everybody stop.
Can you get everybody? Yeah. Great. Well, thank you, everybody. Do you have anything to say, Jay?
No, I mean, we'd just like to obviously thank the committee for everything. The membership for 50 years of service, the past, the present, the future members, to all of our supporters. I mean, we have so many supporters out there that either donate to our fund drive or our events. It's just phenomenal.
You guys do an excellent job, and it's greatly appreciated. Thank you. So now, let's move on with the reports. Barbara, do you have anything for us this evening?
Nothing to report this evening, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Daniel?
Nothing at this time, but we do have a number of contract negotiations, litigation matter, and some personnel matters for closed session.
Okay. Paul?
Thank you. I just have a couple of things. First, it's this time where we're getting close to changing over the phone system. As you know, we're switching phone systems to save, I think, close to 23% in our phone bills. And this Friday is when they're doing the official switchover, so there could be some intermittent phone service here at Township Hall and Public Works during the morning time. So I just wanted to let everybody know.
How long do you anticipate that being out?
It'll be intermittent while they unplug the old system, turn the other system on, and everything fires up, so it should be intermittent.
Will at least our voicemail acknowledge the fact that a call isn't being picked up?
No, because our voicemail is internal of the phone system, so from the unplugging to the plugging back in and getting the other voicemail system turned back on, there will be a period of time that they could hear an announcement that the service is made to commence.
All right. So, in the interest of trying to make sure that we let the public know that we may be having some transitional issues, I'd like you to stream it on UTTV, please, and then also acknowledge it on our website that whatever Friday's date is, I guess it's 13th. Today's the 8th, right?
It's the 12th.
12th. Okay, December 12th. That we will be going through some upgrades in our phone system, and because of that, there may be some issues. I just want to make sure that everyone's aware of it, so that if they need to get a hold of us, probably by the afternoon, somebody should be available to answer the call, so. All right?
Yes. Also wanted to let the committee know that, we received a notice from the county, I think you might have saw in the packet, that the county's awarding Hope Corson Road, the first section of it, to a contractor. They'll probably start at the beginning of the new year, but from Route 9 to Stagecoach Road or Hope Corson Road will be under construction. I believe they've sent notices to the residents along that section of the road, and that's been a long-awaited project. The second phase will probably happen, towards the end of in 2015 or early 2016, depending on when they get the DEP CAFRA permit for the rest of that project.
Okay?
And then I just wanted to let you know, in talking with the county engineer, there's 3 other projects that the county is actively working on. The first one is New Bridge Road, the short road that goes behind the Seaville Tavern from Summers Avenue out to the Wild Bird Crossing. They're looking at doing upgrades to that. That should also be reconstructed in 2015. They are looking to, to provide better drainage in that area, to look to tying into the township's drainage system to make sure they have some positive drainage flow. And they're doing 2 large design projects. One is on Commonwealth Avenue in Strathmere, and then in Corson Tavern Road in Seaville. So that those are design projects for next year with construction in 2016, 2017. And that's
Okay.
all. That's all I had to see.
Thank you. Barbara?
Just have one thing this evening, Mr. Mayor. Request for a show for the school kids again in April of 2015. Last year, you had approved the school, 2 shows for the school, middle school and elementary school. They do a gentleman by the name of Steve Trash comes in, and they do a recycling program, an educational program for the school kids. It was $1,250. We pay for it out of a recycling trust money. Just looking for permission to do it again this year.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any further discussion? Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Thank you. It was a big hit last year. I'm sure you'll enjoy it again. That's all I have.
Okay. Mr. Coggins?
Nothing to report. We will see a resolution on the agenda to make some moves within the budget. We're going to transfer some funds from one line item to another. It's not going to affect the overall budget for the year. That's generally housekeeping.
Okay. Mr. Young?
Amanda's Field, I met with Paul last week to look at location for the new refreshment stand and bathrooms. The bathrooms are done with the grant money, so we have to get that rolling here before too long. The road department has started putting the fencing back up on the Little League field, poster put in, so we're starting to see the design come back together again, and hopefully if we get any good weather here, we can get the infields graded out and packed, but the rain's really been setting us behind the 8 ball here. We're down again to probably some manpower issues, and I guess we're going to have additional manpower issues with Dwayne being out for 3 weeks, and my understanding is Johnny Adams is going in for rotator cuff surgery on the 17th, and both of them are my lead people on recreation. So, we're going to have to try to do something with additional manpower or whatever we can do to try to get this project done. The only other thing I have is the South Jersey Storm, which is my semi-pro football team, will be holding on December the 13th at Amanda's Field, our annual Toys for Tots game in conjunction with the Marine Corps. That game will start at 2 o'clock. And then there will be functions afterwards for everybody to enjoy. So we hope that everybody brings an unwrapped gift and comes out and watches some good football. That's about it.
Thank you. Mr. Insera?
Oh, thank you. As the year comes to a close, there's a budget for public works, which is not too bad for here today. We have road repairs, maintenance at so far as at 75%. there were 400 tons of salt ordered, which is still being charged on the department yet. Recycling program is at about 98%, trash and garbage is about 98%. Sports and recreation is at 100%. Surface in the roads is at 98%. That's about it on that. And the first round of leaves is almost over, and the second round will be starting in the middle of next week. So, that's what I have.
Okay.
The report on the budget where it stands with the public works.
When do we anticipate the salt coming in?
I'm not sure. Chris, when will the salt be in?
We've got most of it, we've probably got 3 more loads coming in.
So, I mean, barring any unforeseen inclement weather, which obviously is going to happen at some point, I mean, are we in good shape for a couple months at least?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Barr?
Our own Michelle Brevity, who was our coordinator for the MAC, for Ocean City MAC, is resigning from her position, and I'd like to make a motion that we put together some type of recognition for her, I think it's 11 years of service that she had to the Ocean City MAC.
Ocean City Upper Township.
Ocean City Upper Township, correct.
Sounds like a plan, so that's a motion, I'll second that. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
That's it, sir.
Okay, I have a couple things. Back at the Harvest Fest, I talked to Mr. Hudart, who is the president of the Historical Society, and he had mentioned to me that there are a number of historic paintings that have been created, and the Historical Society has asked that the township consider taking this art and putting it, hanging it throughout the township hall. And I thought it was an excellent idea. There are certainly some walls in here that could use some paintings, as well as in the corridors in the municipal building. And some of the art, well, actually all of the art, is historic scenes in Upper Township. For instance, the John Townsend House, the Gandy Farmstead, Beasley's Point Hotel, the Friendship School, Tuckahoe Train Station. There's a number of paintings, looks like there's about a dozen of them. In fact, I have copies of them all for you to look at. But anyway, what the idea is to have the paintings brought here and then have our Public Works hang them. And I will make a motion that we move forward with this. We have certainly supported a lot of the historic buildings that the Historical Society maintains, both financially and then also with help from the Public Works. We have always felt over the years that it was important to preserve our past, and these paintings depict a real good aspect of what Upper Township was like, as much as 200 years ago. So I'd like to make a motion that we accept these paintings and post them or hang them for the Historical Society.
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Insera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
The other thing is I was made aware today that the President has declared the day after Christmas a holiday, and based on some contractual agreements that we've had in the past, we will honor that, and so that with the declaration by the President to declare the day after Christmas a holiday, the Township will also honor that moving forward. So we will still, I mean, it's a little premature, so I asked the newspapers not to put that in there, but the early indication is that we'll still have trash pickup on that Friday. Maybe, Chris, you can confirm that? I know we had it the day after Thanksgiving.
We can arrange it if that's what you like.
I think I would prefer that because I think it will help with the the pickup of the trash, I mean, obviously, Christmas Day creates, you know, besides the holiday, there's also, you know, the gifts and a lot of other things that are associated with it. So we'll have a lot of recyclables, we'll have a lot of, you know, regular trash refuge. So that will be for the 26th of December. There's nothing that I'm aware of that affects January 2nd. So let's just say at this point, we'll certainly honor our contractual responsibilities, and then we will be closed. The municipal building and the public works will be closed on December 26th.
The only thing that I have to find out is the MUA is open.
Okay. Well, if the MUA is open, we'll certainly make arrangements to pick up trash, and then we'll make sure that it's posted on UTTV, it's posted on our website, and we'll make it known in the newspapers as well as to what the schedule will be for that Friday. So that's all I have for now, and so I would say at this point, one more thing. I know Mr. Kingston's here, but there is obviously I guess minor to moderate flood warning for tomorrow for high tide, and I think that it would certainly be prudent for those that are in low-lying areas in Strathmere to be made aware of that. We'll certainly post something on the website and stream it, but I know that they're not going to have the opportunity of the media, and certainly, unfortunately, not even the opportunity of watching this video, because normally this meeting takes 2 days.
There was an announcement made, it was just earlier.
They sent it out to as code red emergency for everyone to become aware of it. It was in conjunction with Ocean City, but I also would like to make sure that everyone's aware of that. And I know that our OEM director is certainly watching the weather and has been posting us on the latest weather briefings that have come forward. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware of that. I'm sorry, go ahead. Let's move forward now to the resolutions.
Item number 2, authorizing the Township of Upper to enter into a contract with Cape Regional Health System to provide pre-employment physical examination.
Move the resolution?
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 3, authorizing the Township of Upper to enter into a contract with Better Hearing Incorporated to provide hearing examinations.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 4, accepting the 2015 solid waste collection rules and regulations resident information packet pursuant to Chapter 24 of the revised general ordinances of Upper Township.
Move to accept.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 5, appointing members to the Upper Township Floodplain Management Public Information Group.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Paul, you just want to give us a quick update?
Again, this is what we discussed at the last meeting. This is, the CRS program as part of the community rating system with FEMA. They're looking to move a lot of the different programs to have a public information group to kind of, spearhead and kind of look at what public information does the stakeholders and recommend to get the public information out there about flood hazards and different things like that throughout the township. So this is just formalizing that group so that we have a formalized group, and when we go to submit for upgrading our class rating, this is just one of the steps that we have to have.
Okay.
We'll hope to be meeting, once a month or once every other month to take the public's input, from the stakeholders and make recommendations to the township committee on how to improve our CRS ratings.
Thank you. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 6, appointing Janet McCrossan as municipal court administrator on an interim basis for a term of 1 year effective December 1st, 2014.
Move the resolution?
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Nacera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 7, authorizing a change order for the NJ DOT Municipal Aid Project, reconstruction of Ocean Avenue from Wildwood Avenue to Sea Sounds Avenue, resulting in a decrease of the amount of $27,555.08.
Move to authorize?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Nacera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 8, authorizing the disposal of personal property with no market value.
Would approve?
Second.
And what is this? What's it?
This is a old copy machine, fax machine combination.
No problem. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Nacera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 9, budget transfers.
Move to approve?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Nacera?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 10, under new business, bid results for sports field lighting at Amanda's Field.
Paul, do you want to give us an update on that?
Yes, as you're aware, we did go out and rebid the project because the last time we did it, we only had the one vendor. We did have the 2 vendors, the original vendor plus the other vendor, submit bids. There were several other companies that had taken out the bid specifications but did not bid. When you look at the total, base bid price, the Qualite Sports Lighting was about $30,000 cheaper. There were alternatives that were included in the bid specifications. At this time, if we award the contract to Qualite based on what they're pricing for the alternatives, I wouldn't recommend the township exercise those alternatives. They don't seem to be that cost effective for what you get out of them for those alternatives.
You think we should take the alternatives or no?
No, I would not.
Okay.
I would recommend that you don't. It's just not there's no value there.
Stay with the base
For those, just stay with the base bid in that case. And in my letter, I did summarize the other costs that would be required, to complete the project, as far as the electrical wiring for that, the crane service to have the poles set if we're not able to have an outside vendor, come in and do it at no charge for the township, as well as what the cost would be for Public Works to, disassemble the fields at Caldwell Park.
Okay.
You're recommending Paul Light for it.
I'm recommending Qualite based on the lowest bid of $129,923.39.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Right, just to be clear, what we're doing is we're
Accepting.
requesting that a resolution be appointing, awarding the bid at the next meeting.
Motion to approve then, I guess would be not resolution, right?
I'll second that.
Yeah. And I do agree with Paul that, in looking at the alternative, the Wi-Fi and the relamp, I don't see where it's really cost effective. We can always do something later with the Wi-Fi if we choose to.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Abstain?
Mr. Nacera?
The lower bid is a result of the last time that we rebid the process, specs.
Correct.
It resulted in a lower amount.
Yes, it did.
So the unorthodox way of me doing what I did, it resulted in saving the township money. Had we gone and accepted the first bid, we would have paid $180,000, is that correct?
I forget what the other,
That was why we rebid, Tony.
The other bid was one.
Because there were,
The unorthodox
we only have one
way,
bidder,
right,
and now we have 2, and this one's lower.
Right, and based on what it transpired.
That was the basis what allowed us to rebid.
Right. So that resulting in a substantial
Yes.
savings to the township.
Yes,
Right.
that's why you rebid.
Do we need the lights? I mean, this has been an ongoing debate, are the lights needed or not? I still believe that the lights are not needed. That's my opinion. The championship was won by the kids, not because where they played. They won the championship because the way that they played. They won the championship because of the coaches. They volunteered their time, not because of where they played, not because of the lights. It's why they played on the existing fields with the existing lights. So, is there a need to move these lights? Is there a need to move the fields? Why? Based on the questions, I ain't gonna have to vote no against it. It's not just bidding, but the whole process.
Let us know. Mr. Young?
I vote absolutely yes on this. It's been too long going, based on the fact that we were under contract to baseball to give them lights at another field. Once we removed the fields at Codwell Park, we had to uphold our agreement with them. And also, by trying to consolidate the fields in Upper Township, we had to extend the playing time on all the fields in order to do that. So I think the lights will definitely off-cost some of the cost of maintenance and upkeep on the fields. So my vote is yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried to move forward with the resolution next meeting. 3 in favor, 1 abstention, and 1 no. Item number 11, Upper Township Soccer Association requests to hold a bingo, number 439, and a raffle, number 440, at the Upper Township Community Center on February 28, 2015.
Move to authorize?
Second?
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 12, under discussion, is the purchase of a tire lift from capital improvement bond.
This is a kind of a safety issue, right, Chris?
Yes.
I move to approve this.
Is this off the state contract? Or just purchase, straight purchase?
Just a purchase.
Okay.
Do we have a cost on it?
It is under state contract, I'm sorry, yes.
It's $9,000 or
It's
so.
$9,700, almost $9,800.
How are we funding it? Where does it appear in the budget? It's my understanding that this was one of the items that we removed from the budget in order to purchase.
It was in the bond.
I'm sorry, it was one of the items that we removed from the bond purchasing when we went out for the third trash truck.
I believe what we removed for a third trash truck was a dump
Couple other
truck
trucks.
instead.
I think,
Honestly,
wasn't that removed for some of the miscellaneous items that were added to the bond?
You know what, just for protocol, I'll second for discussion, because we're going on a discussion without a second, so.
Sorry.
That's all right, it's my fault for not. So we have a first and a second, so let's continue the discussion.
There was at one time, it could have been removed, I don't recall exactly, but it could have been removed when the final bond was amended, or when the last version of the bond was amended. It is included in that bond.
Yeah, I don't believe it was removed, I may be wrong.
It may have been,
This
it
was
may have
always,
been part of discussion, committee discussions about whether or not it should be allowed. I don't believe it was ever taken out of the bond and then put back in.
Could we confirm that it was left in the bond?
It is
It
absolutely
is
in the
there
bond
now,
right
okay.
now, yes.
Chris, could we ask you to just come up and give us an idea of need, just so, you know, just to educate a few of us?
What would you like to know?
Well, I mean, there's a request to purchase a tire lift, and I'm assuming there's a reason why we're asking for this, so.
Well, we asked for it when we got the lifts. Just basically, it's for a safety reason, for the guys not to have to pick up a 250-pound tire and try to remount it on a truck. Or try to pick up a 150-pound brake drum and mount it on the truck when they're on the lift. We're just trying to save guys from hurting their backs.
Chris, if it's a safety issue now, why did we remove it in the initial?
It was one of those things where wanted to get another trash truck, so we kind of put it on hold. If the money was going to be there at the end, we would try to get it.
No.
The trash truck kind of outweighed it a little bit, because we needed trash trucks more than we needed to get a
But
lift.
I guess now that we have some money left over in the bond,
Mhm.
are the drivers still replacing or putting all their own tires on and everything? Or is that going to
Drivers
the
change their
mechanics
flat
helper?
tires. The mechanics are basically doing it when their trucks are in for service and they do brake jobs, things of that caliber.
So this device lifts the tires to put on the truck? It doesn't lift the truck?
No.
No,
Just
it
lifts the
lifts the
tires.
tires, it lifts the brake drums, and the mechanics want, as Chris stated it, as they're doing a brake job or something else, the tire has been moved, then put back, and that's what this lift is used for.
With the new trucks, have you seen an increase in the amount of changing of tires on these vehicles?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
Tires and brakes. Brake drums, brakes, tires.
heavier, and
So, our drivers will be trained and schooled in how to use this?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, this wouldn't be something you would use in the field, this would be something you would
It's
use in
gonna,
the
yeah,
garage.
only at the shop.
Okay.
I just, myself, I have an issue with liability for our truck drivers changing tires regardless. When we have mechanics sitting in the garage.
Well, they never really are sitting, so.
Well, I mean, they're there, and we
Yeah.
have mechanics helpers, and I just don't see where having our drivers change tires and being down when
is
it
that a
should be taken care of by
DOT, John,
mechanics.
is that a DOT mandate that the driver changes his own tire? or
No, it's
is it-
not.
is it a contract?
Typically,
Is it
in
a
any
contract?
organization I've been with, we would not allow the drivers to change a tire. We want them changed by an ASC certified mechanic. And in addition to that, especially, and this is something that we should consider in the township, especially since we're using hub-piloted wheels on these new trucks that have to be brought up to a specific torque, I don't believe it's something that we should entrust to the drivers. It should be something that should be done by a certified mechanic.
I don't disagree with you. It's
Is it
just
done by
was a-
contract now, Chris?
What was that?
Is that in the contract that the driver?
No,
does
it's not a contract, it's just the way it was always done since before I ever came there, so they just continued it on.
So in order to change that, you would need a recommendation from us that it be changed.
Sure, that would
Even though
definitely
it's
help.
just, it's an in-house policy.
Yeah, it would absolutely help.
But I think the question is that's an in-house policy, not a contract or
Yeah,
DOT?
it's just an in-house policy.
So it can be changed here at the local government?
Yep, it can be changed.
I believe in the job description for truck driver, it says that they change tires.
Should be able
I
to.
believe that's where.
That's,
I
yeah.
think it
that's
says-
permissive, it doesn't mean they have to.
It says they should be able to change their
It
own
says they should be
tires.
able to change.
or
Well,
cap-
no,
or
it says that's part of their
capable.
job descriptions under civil service, is that they change the tires on their trucks.
Yeah,
It's
I
part of their
just-
job description. That doesn't mean they have to do it. Your management, you can decide what they do and
Yeah,
what they don't.
I disagree with John, I thoroughly agree with John, when you start having to worry about impact wrenches and torquing them to the right torque, one guy doesn't do it properly and that tire comes off and kills somebody, we're in big trouble.
Well, that's
And I
put
just
a
don't-
motion, put a motion that practice.
Well, I think we need to get the idea on whether we're going to get the lift first, but that's a whole separate issue. Am I right, Dan? That would be a whole separate issue, over and above the tire lift,
Yeah.
for us
It's
to make
different,
that
yes.
recommendation.
Have we had any additional impact based on some shared service agreements we've had
As in what way?
with regards to changing tires and those kind of things? I mean,
Well,
is that affected by it?
It would work for the shared services too, the lift. They change the tires on the county trucks and they do brake jobs on the county trucks and everything else.
Chris, when you talk about this lift that we bought, how does this lift operate, and how far off of the surface is it lifting the truck?
You can actually lift them as high as you need to. You could walk right underneath them if you need to.
Okay, when you're changing a tire, typically, what do
They
you?
don't bring them up that high.
Just use a jack under the axle, right? So it's something you can roll over a bar and just
Yes.
pop it up.
But with a 250-pound tire, you're probably looking at two men
Yeah, usually it takes two
setting
guys.
that tire anyway, at least to get it on the rims.
Usually it's two guys wheeling it over there. You use a shovel or a breaker bar, whatever you can to lift it to get it into place.
So this would eliminate the need for a second person, even if it's
Yes.
only for 15
Yeah.
15 minutes. It would
We use
eliminate
two guys to roll a tire.
Well, to lift it into place. It's 250-pound tire, 250-pound.
Don't look at me. I have enough time.
I'm just saying.
Changing my own car tire, so I'm relying on the experts here.
I'm looking for some kind of cost savings if we're going to go to this thing, if it's not going to change.
First back injury will save you.
Insurance, insurance,
Let me ask you this question, how are we doing it now?
like you said, you put a
You
bond.
just roll them over there and they lift them up with a shovel or whatever they can to get them into place.
And we can be assured it through a policy that this piece of equipment will be utilized.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
With the driver's
All right, so if we were to approve this, then we could put into policy two things I think was discussed tonight with the committee. And one is that we would have the mechanics moving forward would be changing the tires versus, you know, some of the other drivers. And then also, based on what Mr. Barr just said, there would be input in policy that from henceforth, once this lift is brought into the facility, that no longer would we be lifting tires with whatever means that you've incorporated, whether it's a shovel or a pivot or whatever, this machinery will be used, so that we help prevent injuries, right? Okay? So we'll move forward. Well, we have a first and a second. Is there any other discussion? All right, hearing none. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggin?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes,
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
So then I would make sure that, Barbara, we draft a memo and then change our policy and procedures that puts that as part of the record. That those two issues, one, that tires will be changed by mechanics only, and that henceforth, once this piece of machinery is delivered, I mean, the policy and procedure should say that this device is the only way that they'll move forward in changing tires.
In shop, anyway.
Right.
Because of our purchasing policy, we'll follow up with the resolution at the next meeting, formally approving
You don't
this
need to make
purchase.
it part of the policy, it's just in-house management directive. No, it shouldn't
As
be
far
part of
as,
our-
as far as the procedures go, but for the purchase of the equipment, it
Oh, the
has to
purchase
be done by
equipment, yes, the
resolution.
resolution at the next meeting, yes. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris, for the input.
Thank you.
Would someone like to make a motion to pay the bills?
I hereby move that all claims submitted for payment at this meeting be approved and then incorporated into the full minutes of this meeting.
Second?
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggin?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
second, yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
There are three reports from the municipal departments: construction code, tax assessor, and UA report. Those three reports will be available upon request tomorrow morning at the Township Clerk's office, but I'd like to make a motion to accept these reports.
Second?
Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggin?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes,
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
At this time, we've reached the public comment portion of the meeting, and so I will open it up to see if anyone would like to address the Township Committee at this time. Okay, seeing that there's no request to come before the Township Committee, I'll close the public comment portion of the meeting and entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I hereby move that a resolution be incorporated into the minutes authorizing the Township Committee to enter into an executive session for the following matters pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. The matters are as follow: contract negotiations for collective bargaining, shared services for the construction office, health benefits, employee benefits consultant, and annual appointments. litigation for Upper Township versus Yank and Sansone, and personnel matters. I also include in my motion the estimated time and circumstances under which the discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public as follows. It is anticipated that the matters discussed in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Township Committee that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. With respect to employment personnel matters, such discussions will be made public if and when formal action is taken or when the individuals involved consent that it can be made public. With respect to contract negotiations, such matters will be made public when negotiations have ceased and there is no longer a reason for confidentiality. With respect to litigation matters, such discussions will be made public when litigation is complete and the applicable appeal period is expired.
Second. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Sarah?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you all. Have a safe drive home. Weather's getting a little inclement out there.